Hey everyone, Jason here with Inkspit Designs. Got another tutorial for you today here in Illustrator, showing a couple different techniques, something that I just created recently. A little while ago the PlayStation 4 came out and there's a new controller that comes along with it. This is what it looks like. It's got this LED light bar right here on the front. Emits different colors when you're playing games and things like that. And one of the newest things to come out is creating a vinyl decal or a sticker that can go over the top of that, and anything that's cut out in that vinyl sticker will obviously shine through the light. So we've done a couple of those for some of the community members. You can see here this is got the BMG logo on it. This stands for Beast Mode Gaming. These guys run a great podcast and a great website at beastmodegaming.net, and at Twitter I believe they're at BMG podcast. I'll put all that information in the description. You guys should check them out, follow them. They've got lots of great information for gamers and latest news coming out and commentary. So anyways, we did this light bar decal for them, and we also did this one here. This is the clan tag of one of the guys that helped me to get me the measurements for the light bar controller. It's a KPG, their clan tag for their Battlefield clan. So shout out to Team Disturb. He sent me all the measurements for the light bar since I don't have a PlayStation 4 myself, which is really cool. So we're going to talk about that today. A couple ways to do that, and this will not just be useful for this type of exact thing, but these effects or the techniques will be useful in other projects that you work on. So this is the measurements here for the light bar. We're going to make this nice and big so we can see what's going on. And in this one we'll just show the BMG tag that we did. So what we can do here, we've got the light bar here, and we know obviously we need to make it the shape of the bar. So how do we do that? Well, there's a couple different ways. The first one that we might do is just come over to Effect, Warp, and then Arc Lower. And as you see, we can play with the controllers here, or the controls, and we get it pretty close. This might, it's pretty close actually. You might do it pretty good. It's all going to depend on the shape that you're trying to match, which in this case is this light bar decal. So I don't know. All right, it looks all right, but it's not exact. As you can see at the bottom here, we got more space between there than we do where the B and the G end up. Doesn't look as clean and everything like that. So I'm gonna show you something else that you can use here. So let's get rid of that. Make it nice and big. The envelope distort tool or technique command, whatever you want to call it, is pretty cool. What it does is it creates a shape in whatever shape you want it to. And one thing, just make this the size here. The first one here that you might think might be pretty useful is go under envelope distort, under object, and go to make with mesh. And what that's going to do, you can tell it how many rows and columns you want. And this is the default, I believe. And if you just start dragging points, use your direct selection tool and start dragging points, you can start making things warp. And I've tried this on several different occasions, and I think I'm just not very good at it, or I don't have enough patience, because it starts pretty quickly. Whenever I've used it, pretty quickly it starts looking a little bit sloppy. See, if I pull this anchor point down, the handle for that, it pushes this one up. So you got to kind of compromise and try to make them work, pull out the things a little bit more. I think I'm just not very good with that. It just very quickly seems to start getting sloppy, and it takes more time than it's worth. And as soon as you pull out one, and it makes the other. So I have used it for very simple projects. So just want to show you that's there. We're not going to use that part of it. Let's. They've got another one here. Another way you can use it, and it's called make with top object. So if we select both these, now we want to use make with top object, meaning that we want to make whatever it is, in this case the text, we want to make it the shape of this object, the light bar object. So in that case, the top object is the one we're using, so we need to bring that to the front. Actually, I got it on a different layer here. So bring that to the front. We're going to select both items, and actually, let's turn these into outlines here first. Because we're not going to edit anymore, and it makes it a lot easier. Okay, so we're going to put that in front, and we're going to go to object. Both of them items are selected. We're going to go to envelope distort and make with top object. And this is what happens most of the time that I've seen, a lot of the time. you can't use a very complicated shape. The shape can only be a single path, or it'll tell you it won't work at all. But in this case, it just kind of distorts it, and it's it's pretty cool that it does it automatically. But it usually comes out somewhat looking like this. So this isn't what we want to do. So again, try it with your projects to see what it comes out, because you might be surprised. I've been surprised several times on how good it comes out. It just all depends again on what you're doing. So here's what we're going to do. Let me show you another technique. For this, we're going to create a rectangle, and actually let me just make it over the top of this, because let me drag that back underneath, because we want to make it about this shape. We're making a rectangle, and you can adjust it after the fact a little bit, but we want to get it pretty close. And what I want to do is create an anchor point here at the bottom, right in the middle, because I want to use up this space as well. So I'm going to create an anchor point with the pen tool, and then go to the direct selection tool and bring that down. Okay, and bring this down a little bit so we get a little bit of room. So then what I'm going to do, let me just switch this around so it's just the stroke. And let me show you. I'll bring it down here. What I'm going to do is the same thing we did before. I'm going to take the BMG and put it over the top. Make sure, see, these are on the same layer. Yes, they are. Okay, so I want the BMG to be in the back because I need the shape layer that I'm using to be on top. Select them both. Back under envelope, distort, under object, make with top object. And look at that. That looks a lot cleaner, right, than what we just did a second ago. So what we're going to do then is just match this up with our shape here, and then we can go in and we can customize it a little bit, or make it exactly the shape we want it to be. We can grab anchor points here. Okay, so we want that down lower. Now you see, if I grab the direct selection tool by hitting A on the keyboard, I can just bring this point up to just where I want it. And same thing over here, just to give it a little bit of clearance, because remember, we're going to be cutting this out, and we want to leave a little bit of room so it's not too close to the edge of the decal. I can even grab this handle and straighten these out a little bit to give it kind of a pointed effect. Okay, now this one I'm going to bring down a little bit to kind of match that. Now if I look at that, see if I like that, and I align it to each other. There you go. I kind of like that. Alright, so now we have it done, right? Well, what we need to do is select both things and come down to our Pathfinder tool, and we're going to minus the front. Although, we need to double click into this group and expand. Expand everything like we usually do, especially for vinyl graphics. Now if we go into our outline mode, we can see that everything's expanded. That's how it'll look when it's cut. But we can select both items and come down here to our Pathfinder tool and click on minus front, and there we go. So now it's not two objects, it's one single object, one single path, and the back is cut out. You can see that if I create a square and I send it to the back, you can see there it shows that it's cut out because I can move this all the way through it. Okay, so there we go. That's how you use the envelope distort tool in a simple way, but it works really well to make everything line up. And if I come out here, grab another copy of this, you can see some other things. Here's that KPG logo. You could do a cool mustache. I just have the colors so we can see the differences here, but you can do the KPG with the clan tags. And this one, I wouldn't, let's bring it to the front. I wouldn't use the envelope distort necessarily. I just have it centered in there. But you can get really creative with it, right? Put that there. Mustache, you can get that right in the center. Drag this to the back. You can even make it smaller and put it off to the side if you wanted to. Whatever you wanted to do. Alright, but that's remember we select both of these and put that up a pointer to select both of these and just click the minus front, and there we go, it's cut out. Alright, so just remember that technique of using the envelope distort tool when you want to make something another shape. We want to match it up exactly with the shape. Get creative with it, and you have to be a little patient with it. But that's it for today. This has been Jason with Inkspit Designs. I also want to let you know you can purchase these decals over on our website at inkspit.com. You see the at the top where it says Inkspit Store. You can click on our store and purchase these decals and have them sent over and shipped over to you. All right, thanks. This has been Jason with Inkspit Designs. I'll talk to you guys later.